Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing Crowdfunding Picks, a series where I look into crowdfunding campaigns for board games that I'm either really wanting to get or that I'm definitely getting. And we take a look and see why and maybe help you decide with it or just see what this game is all about. Let's go! Okay, so the game we are talking about today is Grendel. So let's just start off and look at the video together from the page of the campaign for Grendel.
The deadly assassin, Grendel, fights for control of New York City against the mob, the police, and his nemesis, the werewolf Argent. In Grendel, the game of crime and mayhem,
So, as you can already tell, this game has a really specific look, and this was the main reason I got instantly attracted to this game way back when it was announced. Basically, this kind of looks like a Sin City type of thing, a bit more cartoonish than Sin City, but definitely that look with high contrast colors, really dark, really bright. And this one is really cool, like they have one color for each faction and those colors are really preeminent for the whole game, and for me it just looks awesome. So that's basically it. You can also see that this is basically an area control game, and you can already see that each faction of each player looks really different, which is also one of the things that has been creating a buzz about this game. But let's keep watching.
faction uses a different method to dominate their opponents. Grendel pulls chicks from his bag to spread fear across the city. Argent builds his deck and pushes his luck to set up deadly ambushes, striking from the shadows. The mob rolls their dice, allocating them to recruit more men and commit crimes. The police patrol using a rondel, arresting the guilty and bringing law and order to the city. Using a unique seesaw mechanism, players drop tokens of different weight.
So basically, as you've seen, this game has a really specific thing going for it, which is each faction plays a different game. They are all doing the same thing, they are all doing area control, but the means by which they take their action, and I think that's mostly it. This doesn't look like that heavy of a game, but every player plays it a bit differently. One is allocating dice, the other is taking cards, the other is using a rondel mechanism, and so on. So even though the game is probably light, everybody is doing things just a little different. And is this just a gimmick, or is this actually needed for gameplay? Let's see.
Into the three towers that loom over the city. When the weight of these aggression tokens causes a tower's counterweight to fall, the true mayhem begins. Pledge for the all-in tier to receive a fifth faction, the press, who uses polyominoes to break the news while protecting their sources. Grendel, the game of crime and mayhem for 1 to 4 players. The will of Grendel is not to be denied.
So yeah, basically the other third thing that is people creating some buzz and some people say it's really awesome is the fact that there's these towers, whereas people play, they have the option of putting tokens in there, and when every token is a different wave, so it's not something you can really predict, but at some point the wave is going to fall down and things are going to come out of the buildings, and that marks an important moment during gameplay where random stuff is going to happen, and the one who put more stuff into that building is going to get some sort of advantage. So now that we had a quick look through it, let's just go over my personal reasons as we look through the campaign, and we will mention again all of these things from the video. So yeah, I need to go to campaign. Now I am in the campaign. Okay. First things first, I love the look of this game. Anyone who really likes this type of look is going to be instantly enthralled by this game. And that's just personal taste. There's nothing you can do about it. And the other thing is that this game is from the creators of Mind Management, Corps of Discovery, and Arrow County. And in case you don't know, these are games that have been, at least Mind Management is a game that has been highly reviewed and raved about. A lot of people in the industry really love this game. Mike Delisio from Dice Tower is one of them that is always talking about this game. I'm going to tell you straight, I never played any of their games. Corpse of Discovery has also been creating some buzz. It had a campaign recently. As you can see, all of them got the Dice Tower Seal of Excellency. Lots of reviewers have been enjoying them a lot. All I know is that they are good, heavy games, that they always use a graphic novel as a basis. So they are always based on something, on a universe that already exists, and they normally have really cool art. And I haven't tried them at all. I've been wanting to, but I have not. So, going off from that, what else to know about this? First, there's the different factions with the different play mechanisms. This could be cool and could not be cool. For once, from what I've not played this game, obviously, and from what I've seen from people that have played this game, is that the factions are not that complex, each other, but it's still a game that if you're going to teach this to 4 new players, you're going to teach a different mechanism to each one of them. So that might make teaching this game a bit heavier, harder than normal for its actual wave. So that's something to take into account. Going forward. No. Jesus Christ. Then there's these towers. And the thing with these towers, mostly I've heard good things about them, but I have also heard some bad things about them. So, just to give you a quick rundown on what I do know, or at least I think I know from what I've heard from people that actually tried this game, is that this mechanism with these towers is actually an important mechanism to the game and to the game result. And I've seen people saying that when playing, if you don't know this and you just decide to not use that part of the game and not do those actions where you put stuff in the towers, once they do come out, you're severely penalized. And that could be a bad thing, could not, as long as you know that going in and when you're explaining this game to new people, you're telling them that this is really important, this is going to come out at random times, and you have to do it somehow. It's gotta be part of the game. It's not a game where you can decide to not just do it and expect to win. So that's an important thing. Also, people have been telling me that it's really random when they do come out. I mean, it's influenced by players, but you can't really predict it. And the thing is, sometimes it happens and it's a really crazy and good moment in the game, but other times it just happens everything in a row. Like this one falls, then another one falls, and those create moments that are not so cool in the game. So the game is prone to being a bit better or worse depending on the randomization of when does it happen. That's at least what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's like exaggerated or not, and I have no idea to know, but just something to take into account. So going forward, why I actually bought into this game. My first thing with this game was knowing that it was area control and it had different mechanisms, and I really liked the art and the how is the company called? The off-the-page games that already has all these games that interest me, but I've never tried them. And for anyone watching this channel, they know that I'm currently a player that plays most of their games solo. This past year has been a solo discovery for me, and I play a lot of games solo. I'm not only interested in solo games, but I'm mostly interested in solo games. So with a limited budget, right now I'm trying to buy games that normally also have a solo mode, because those are games I know I can just play now a lot. And that's an important thing for me on this one. Still, personally, I'm not someone who loves just playing two-player games as solo. Those are the types of games I really prefer to play someone else. So I'm not a big fan of automas. I do like them, I do play them. But generally, not in every game, but generally it's not my favorite way of going about the game. Normally, for playing a solo mode, I like having some sort of progression, some sort of levels, some sort of changing challenges that I go through. For playing solo, I normally need some progression. I know not everyone is going to be like that. So in this game specifically, being a game that's just a head-to-head between 2 or 4 players, where it's an area control game, I was not super enthralled by the solo mode, so my initial idea was to wait for this game to come out in retail, as the other games they've been selling have come out, they have all been highly reviewed and they come out in retail, so I was not expecting it not to appear there, and I'm actually expecting this game to be good, just because of the designers and brand involved. But the thing is, last week I decided to take a look into this campaign, which I should not have done, and I backed it. I backed it last week, and I've been planning doing this video ever since. And the reason I did that is because this game, even though there's no sort of campaign of progression or levels, there's all these different factions with different mechanisms. And if I look at that as challenges, I already have like 5 different games I can play as a challenge. I can like try to learn one, try to beat the AI with one, and then I can move to the other. So that already gives me some replayability that would not normally be present in a simple game with an automa. And that's cool. Another thing is that this game also actually has 2 automas, and actually only 2 automas. So only 2 of the factions from the enemies can be played against solo. And it would be cooler if you could just play against the 5 of them. But I guess they are probably different enough that you need an automa for each one. And we already have 2, so we have 5 factions to play, and then we have 2 automas to beat. So that brings it to 10. 10 variations of the same thing, so that's a good thing for me, and that's the reason I decided to back this one, because it really seemed like even if I don't get to play this multiplayer right now, I'll have a lot of fun to be had with the solo mode before that happens. Hoping, of course. Then, as you can see, this game already has some really good opinions from people that not reviewed it but tried it. Some famous YouTubers have tried it and said good things about it. Also some of the bad things that I already mentioned. And that's basically it. This looks like a cool, lighter than normal area control game with a really cool graphic that I'm really going to enjoy, and the fact that it has a solo mode that can actually have some variance until it gets boring. That for me was a really cool thing, so that's mainly the reason I'm backing it. Now let's talk a bit about the different pledges. Basically, I normally advise people to just get the base pledge, normally. And if you're looking to this as a multiplayer game, I don't think there's that much value in buying the higher pledge. Let's just take a look. That's a retail version. And lots of information, okay. And then there's the all-in edition. And basically the difference with all-in edition is that you get an extra faction. And the reason I wouldn't advise it for multiplayer is that you're paying a lot more just to get one extra faction. So in terms of gameplay, you're paying double the price, more than double the price, because I'm not sure if this has taxes or not. But you're paying more than double for a fifth of the gameplay. So that's not a really good deal. The thing is, the all-in edition, of course, has better components, has inserts to set up and tear down the game faster, that's cool, but also a bigger box, also a heavier box, so it might be easier to set up, but it might make the game harder to table, so always remember that balance. For me personally, unfortunately, I did go with all-in version, because if you're looking into this solo, then it just makes a bit more sense. Because the fifth faction is something that gives you more variation, and it's not just that faction. You also get I think one of the automas, the second automa bot that you can play against, is in this all-in edition. So instead of a variation of 5 factions or 4 factions that you can play, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, because since you are playing against one of the factions, you can't really play with that faction, so that's -1. But with this, you get another faction to play with, and you get another faction to play against. So that kind of doubles the amount of content that you have. So for solo, so if you're looking specifically for this for solo, the all-in edition does make sense. It gives you kind of double the gameplay. So kind of goes well with the price, and then you already get the extra components and you get the inserts and everything, so that's cool. And if you're looking to play solo and multiplayer the same, then of course the all-in edition might be the best pledge. Still, if you buy the base pledge, you probably are definitely okay, and you're not wasting extra money on a bigger box that will be harder to table, so take that into consideration. And not just in this game, but in every game. So yeah, you get a bit more stuff, and then there's also some stretch goals that are basically some small cards that can be added to factions, some small stuff. Of course, the new faction, the press, that has a polyomino puzzle or something. So basically that's it. Now what I can tell is that As always, this game, I have not tried this game has not been out, it's not been reviewed. How good is it going to be? I don't know. How actually light or heavy is it going to be? I have no idea how good this game is going to be, and no one really has unless they are the people that tried it, and even the people that tried it, they can only have a real opinion once they have played this a couple of times. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Also remember that I have no idea how easy or hard the solo mode is going to be to manage, if it's going to be a pain, if it's going to be a breeze, if it's going to have a challenge or not. So a lot of unanswered questions here. And that ends our review of this campaign, not review, but our look into this campaign. I'm going to do the disclaimer. I forgot to do it in the beginning, but it's also related to what I was saying. Crowdfunding campaigns for board games is a cool way to help the publishers, to help finance games. It's a cool way to get stuff earlier and to get some stuff with sometimes deluxe components and maybe get a better game. But remember, this is not the smartest choice when backing games. You're buying something that you're only going to be playing like next year or in 1 or 2 years. The game is not out yet, so maybe the game will be crap. Maybe the game will never reach retail and will be bad. And you're paying more for something that you're going to play in 1 year and might be bad. So, crowdfunding campaigns are not the best way to be a buyer and to buy board games. The best games are the ones that are already out, are already reviewed, and have already proven themselves. So always take that with a grain of salt. And yeah, crowdfunding generally is kind of an addiction that board gamers can have, so be really careful with that. And I think that's all I wanted to say, even though this one does look good. I think, these are just the stretch goals, and now I'm just rambling, saying nothing. But basically that's it. I don't think I forgot anything. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I helped you maybe understand this campaign a bit better. It's not that I have any real information on it. It's just something I wish will be good, and I've already spent my money on it, so take that as you will. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, play more games and stay awesome.